From peaks that pierce the clouds to armies frozen in time, from rivers that paint landscapes of impossible beauty to cities that grasp the very sky. This is a land of superlatives, a cradle of civilization, a modern powerhouse, a realm of dragons, emperors, and legends. It is a nation so vast, so ancient, and so diverse that a single lifetime is not enough to unlock all its secrets. But today, we are going to try. Welcome to the Roaming Reporter. I'm your guide on a journey to the heart of the Middle Kingdom. We will walk in the footsteps of dynasties, float through landscapes that inspired millennia of art, and stand in awe of human engineering that defies imagination. This is China in all its staggering wonder. Number 1. The Great Wall. Our journey begins where all journeys to China's imperial past must, Beijing, and here we find the definitive symbol of the nation. It is perhaps the single most recognizable symbol of human perseverance on the planet. The Great Wall. It is not just a wall, it is a serpent of stone and earth, a scar of history etched across the northern spine of a nation. When we think of the Great Wall, we often picture this, the magnificent Ming Dynasty-era fortified stone we see near Beijing, snaking over lush green mountains. But the Great Wall is not a single continuous line. It is a system of walls, watchtowers, fortresses, barracks, and natural barriers, built, rebuilt, and modified by over 12 dynasties. It spans more than 2,300 years of history. The first earthen ramparts were pounded into place long before China was even a unified country. It was the first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, who first ordered these separate walls to be joined. But the wall we see today, the one of postcard fame, is largely the work of the Ming dynasty, a last, desperate attempt to hold back the Manchu invaders from the north. The total length, including all its forgotten branches, is estimated at over 21,000 kilometers. That is more than half the circumference of the Earth. A barrier built not just to keep invaders out, but to define the very concept of China itself, separating the civilized agricultural world from the nomadic steppes. To stand here is to feel the weight of that history. The stones beneath your feet are cold, worn smooth by centuries of soldiers, merchants, and now millions of visitors. You can almost hear the echoes, the tramp of boots, the signal drums from the watchtowers, the bite of the wind that has howled across these peaks for millennia. The popular sections, like Mutianyu or Badaling, are breathtaking. They climb and fall with an almost organic grace, conquering slopes so steep they seem impossible to build on. And the question that echoes in every visitor's mind is, how? The answer is simple and brutal: human labor. Millions of hands, soldiers, peasants, prisoners toiled here. It is said that for every stone laid, a life was lost. The wall is as much a monument to endurance as it is a graveyard. But it was more than just a dumb barrier. It was an ancient superhighway. It was a rapid communication system. Soldiers stationed in the towers could light signal fires, sending messages of an approaching enemy army across hundreds of kilometers in just a few hours. It was a customs barrier, controlling trade along the burgeoning Silk Road. And yet, it was breached many times. Its greatest power was perhaps psychological. It was a line drawn on the earth, a declaration of empire. Today, the wall marches on, through desert, over mountains, and into the pages of legend. It is the definitive symbol of China, a testament to its immense power, its deep sense of history, and its unwavering, unbelievable endurance. Number 2. The Forbidden City. From the rugged frontier, we come to the center of the imperial world. Beijing's Forbidden City. For 500 years, this was the center of the universe. It's not a palace, it's a city within a city. Over 980 buildings, 8,700 rooms. Or, as legend would have it, 9,999.5 rooms, because only heaven could have a perfect 10,000. It was called the Forbidden City because for centuries no one could enter or leave without the emperor's permission. To do so meant certain death. For 5 centuries, 24 emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasties ruled a quarter of the world's population from this very spot. Everything here is symbolic, designed to project the absolute, divine power of the emperor. The color yellow, seen on the glittering tiled roofs, was reserved for the emperor alone. The red walls, for good fortune and power. The number of small statues on the roof ridges signifies a building's importance. The Hall of Supreme Harmony, where the emperor held his coronation, has the most. The entire complex is built on a strict north-south axis, which the emperors believed aligned their rule with the celestial poles. It is separated into 2 parts. The outer court, with its vast, imposing courtyards and grand halls, was the all-male domain of state affairs, ceremonies, and political power. It was designed to inspire awe and insignificance in all who entered. Then, past the gate of heavenly purity, you enter the inner court. This was the domestic world of the emperor. His empress and his thousands of concubines, attended to by an army of eunuchs. It was a world of intrigue, luxury, and for many, it was a golden cage from which they would never leave. It is the ultimate expression of imperial power. a perfectly preserved time capsule of a lost world. Number 3. The Temple of Heaven. Back in Beijing, there is one more imperial wonder, perhaps the most sacred of all, the Temple of Heaven. This is where the emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasties came to perform their most important ritual. To pray to heaven for a good harvest. The emperor was seen as the son of heaven, the link between the celestial and the earthly. If the harvest failed, it was a sign that he had lost the mandate of heaven, and his rule was in jeopardy. The architecture here is pure philosophy. The park is square, representing the earth. The main temples, however, are round, representing heaven. The centerpiece is the magnificent Hall of Prayer for Good Harvests, a triple-gabled circular building built entirely of wood without a single nail. It is a marvel of carpentry and symbolism. The 4 central pillars represent the 4 seasons, the 12 inner pillars, the 12 months, and the 12 outer pillars, the 12 two-hour periods of the day. Here, surrounded by ancient cypress trees, the emperor would perform solemn rites to ensure the survival of his people. Number 4. The Terracotta Army. From the imperial capital, we travel south to Xi'an, the ancient capital, the eastern starting point of the Silk Road. Here, in 1974, a group of farmers digging a well for water stumbled upon one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time. They weren't just digging for water, they were uncovering an empire. This is the silent, eternal bodyguard of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, the Terracotta Army. Over 8,000 life-sized soldiers, 130 chariots, and 670 horses, all sculpted from terracotta clay, buried for over 2,200 years. Their sole purpose? To protect the emperor in the afterlife, to allow him to continue his rule in eternity. The ambition of Qin Shi Huang is hard to comprehend. This was the man who unified China, standardized its script, currency, and measurements. And in his quest for immortality, he built this subterranean world. But the most mind-boggling part is this. Look closely. No two faces are the same. Each warrior is an individual portrait. The detail is astonishing. The tread on their boots, the rivets in their armor, the delicate strands of their hair, tied in the specific top knot of a Qin dynasty soldier. There are archers, infantrymen, generals, and chariot drivers, all standing in perfect battle formation, facing east, protecting the emperor's tomb which lies, still unexcavated, just a short distance away. These figures were not always this dull, earthen color. When they were first unearthed, they were vibrantly painted. Number 5. The Bund, Shanghai. From China's ancient heart, we leap to its futuristic face. Welcome to Shanghai, the city of tomorrow, a city that lives and breathes on an epic scale. The Bund is a story of 2 different worlds, separated by a single river. On the west side, you have the historic Bund itself, a waterfront promenade lined with a parade of grand, European-style buildings. This was the Wall Street of Asia in the 1920s and 30s, a hub of colonial power and international finance. To stand on the Bund at night is to be caught between 2 centuries. The historic buildings glow with a golden light. while across the Huangpu River, the future flashes and pulses in a cyberpunk display of electric ambition. The Bund isn't just a place, it's a timeline. It's China's past and its hyper-modern present, staring at each other in a dazzling standoff.
Number 6.
Victoria Harbour, Hong Kong. Further south, we find another of the world's great urban spectacles, Hong Kong's Victoria Harbour. This deep, natural harbour is the beating heart of one of the planet's most vertical and vibrant cities. It is the reason Hong Kong exists. A perfect shelter for trade that the British Empire coveted, leading to the Opium Wars and a century of colonial rule. Today, that history has created a unique fusion of East and West. By day, the harbour is a flurry of activity. The iconic green and white star ferries, which have been crossing the harbour for over a century, weave between container ships, red-sailed junk boats, and high-speed ferries. The harbour separates Hong Kong Island, a wall of staggering skyscrapers climbing the steep slopes of Victoria Peak. From Kowloon, the dense, energetic heart of the city. But at night, the harbour transforms. The Symphony of Lights erupts, a dazzling show where 40 skyscrapers on both sides of the water become a canvas for lasers and light. A nightly celebration of the sheer energy and ambition of this incredible international hub.
Number 7.
The Yangtze River and Three Gorges Dam. China is a land defined by its rivers, and none is more powerful than the Yangtze. This is the third longest river in the world, the mother river of China, a cradle of its civilization. For thousands of years, it has been both a lifeline and a source of devastating floods. Its most famous stretch is the Three Gorges, a 200-kilometer landscape of towering, sheer cliffs and dramatic beauty. But today, this ancient landscape is also home to a modern wonder of controversial, unbelievable scale: the Three Gorges Dam. It is the largest hydroelectric power station in the world. Its purpose was to end the cycle of deadly floods and to generate massive amounts of clean energy for China's development. But its creation came at a staggering cost. It flooded over 1,000 towns and villages, displacing more than 1.2 million people. and forever changing the ecology of this historic river. It is, in every sense, a monument to modern China's power to bend nature to its will.
Number 8.
The Li River. From the power of the Yangtze, we travel to a river that is the definition of beauty, the Li River. If Zhangjiajie is nature's fantasy, the Li River is its poetry. This is the landscape you see on the back of China's 20 yuan banknote, and the reality is even more magical. The journey from Guilin to Yangshuo is like floating through a living, breathing Chinese scroll painting. These are not mountains, but towering karst peaks, the limestone remnants of an ancient seabed, eroded by water over millions of years into these dreamlike towers. They have names as poetic as their shapes: Nine-Horse Fresco Hill, Elephant Trunk Hill. The air is often misty, and the peaks seem to float on the water. As you drift down the serene green water on a bamboo raft, you see water buffalo grazing, farmers tending their fields, and perhaps the ancient tradition of cormorant fishing. Fishermen on bamboo rafts use trained cormorant birds to catch fish, a beautiful dying art, a perfect symbiosis between man and nature.
Number 9.
Zhangjiajie National Forest Park. Now we travel to a landscape that seems to defy gravity itself. In Hunan Province, we find Zhangjiajie National Forest Park. This is a forest of stone. This is the place that famously inspired the Hallelujah Mountains in James Cameron's blockbuster film Avatar. And the reality is, if anything, more breathtaking than the fiction. Over 3,000 towering quartz sandstone pillars rise hundreds of meters into the sky, like giant spears. They are not mountains in the traditional sense. They are the remnants of a plateau, eroded over millennia by water and ice, leaving these gravity-defying spires. The air here is different. It's thick with mist, which clings to the pillars, making them appear as if they are floating in the sky. It's a landscape designed to be experienced. You can ride the Bailong elevator, the 100 Dragons elevator. It's a glass lift built onto the side of a massive cliff, whisking visitors over 320 meters up in just under 2 minutes. Or, if you have the courage, you can walk the Zhangjiajie Grand Canyon glass bridge, suspended 300 meters above the canyon floor.
Number 10.
West Lake, Hangzhou. In China, paradise on earth has a name, Hangzhou. And at the heart of Hangzhou is West Lake. This is not just a lake, it is a cultural icon, a muse for poets, painters, and emperors for over a millennium. It is a man-made masterpiece, a lake that has been dredged, sculpted, and adorned for centuries. It is a place where nature and culture have been blended so perfectly.
From the ancient world to the 21st century, from the highest, holiest peaks to the deepest, man-made canyons, China is not a single story. It is a library of 1,000 million stories, all being written at once. We have walked on the wall of emperors. We have stood before a silent army. We have floated through a poet's dream and touched the clouds in a forest of stone. We have seen the power of faith to move mountains and the power of industry to move rivers. But for every wonder we have seen, 1,000 more lie hidden. A cavern, a village, a temple, a tradition, waiting to be discovered. This is a land of endless discovery, a place that is constantly rebuilding itself even as it fiercely guards its past. A journey here is never truly over. Thank you for joining us on The Roaming Reporter as we explored the wonders of China.